everyone, and welcome back to the Reader Life with me, Diksha. Today's video, I'm going to be talking about a sports romance series I had no idea existed, but I'm so glad that I picked it up because Goodreads recommended it to me. This is not a sponsored video, by the way, but this is just me recommending some books that I read recently and I'm a big fan of. And without further ado, let's get into it. So the series that I'm talking about is the Unsteady series by Peyton Corinne. This is an author who's completely new to me. I had never read anything from her before, and since I was on an off-campus induced reading slump, I wanted to pick up something in the similar genre. I did not want to get into something very deep, so I picked up this series. This is not like one of those knockoff just for the sake of it sports romances, just because everybody's doing it they also do it. It's not a knockoff of Off Campus by Peyton Corinne. Starts off strong with the book called Unsteady. It follows Reese and Siri. So please search up your trigger warnings before you decide to pick up this entire series for that matter, because there is a lot of mental health representation. There are a lot of issues that are handled. There is abandonment, there is PTSD. In this specific book, there is mentions of alcoholism. So they have sports in the backdrop, but that is basically just a profession that happens to be at the backdrop, and it could have been any other profession. However, at the heart, at the crux of it, these are human stories. These are stories of struggle, of finding companionship, giving hope a chance, giving family a chance, digging through the trenches and trying to come to the other side. This specific book starts off with the protagonist Reese having a panic attack, and his father is a retired NHL player. If I'm not wrong, he's still a coach, and Reese is heading towards a promising NHL career himself. However, he suffers through a traumatic on-field experience, because of which he's currently in recovery. But more than his physical recovery, his mental health has taken a toll, and he's completely showing the signs of PTSD, and he's trying to contain it, trying to put up a brave front, but he's not doing okay. And the issue is that even though his parents are very supportive for that matter, he is not able to open up, maybe because of the pressure of expectations that he's put on himself, or maybe there's more to what meets the eye. He's always considered to be Mr. Confident, reliable, and he's trying to live up to that image, but is crumbling inside. On the other hand, the female protagonist, Sadie, has issues of her own. She comes from a household wherein she has to take care of her younger siblings because her mother has abandoned the family and the father is an alcoholic. It sounds cookie cutter character, however it is not. She is high functioning but depressed, if I may put it like that. She has commitment issues, she has abandonment issues, she has issues trusting people because she doesn't want to let anybody in. She wants to protect herself, she wants to protect her family, she wants to keep things casual as far as her romance or her love life is concerned, because she doesn't want to have any. She wants to keep things casual, and she's been hooking up with so many people for the past year or so. By the way, she's a competitive ice skater. She wants to make a career for herself. At the same time, she's trying to hold on multiple jobs because she is the breadwinner for her family. So she happens to help Reese during a panic attack, and their chance meeting leads to multiple encounters. Reese is at the time being coaching pro bono for a foundation that his mother runs, and he or Sadie's younger siblings who are there as beneficiaries of the welfare program. So they have that dynamic going, and they sort of form this friendship or an arrangement of sorts wherein they start leaning into each other. Reese especially starts depending on her to bring him back to life when he's having his panic episodes, and Sadie needs a friend. So they form a codependent relationship. Sooner or later, this relationship progresses into a deep friendship and respect, and they start, especially Reese starts falling for her. Sadie is obviously reluctant. She doesn't want anybody to know about her traumatic past, and she wants to keep that at bay. Now, I don't want to spoil anything further. I have just given you a gist of what the backdrop of the story, Unsteady. This is a beautifully written book. Initially, it took me some time to get into it. I was expecting it to be a cookie cutter, stereotypical token representation for trauma. However, it will tell you the number of times I felt choked up, and it really moved me. Peyton Corinne's writing really got to me, and I couldn't stop reading. And I was rooting for both these characters. I was rooting for their friends. The world feels lived in, and you empathize with every character. Even if you don't empathize with them, I really wish nobody has to empathize with them, but you sympathize with them. You understand why they are the way they are. Mental health is never linear. It is 2 steps forward, 1 step back. It is just keep working upon yourself. So there is no resolution per se as far as your mental health journey is concerned. Book in this series is called Unloved. According to me, this is by far my favorite book in the series. This is the second one. The one follows Freddie and Ro. Now, Freddie happens to be on the same sports team as Reese, and he is the typical playboy, Casanova, happy-go-lucky guy, always quick with a joke and a quip, and nobody takes him seriously. It seems as though he doesn't take himself seriously. However, oh my god, there's so much beneath the surface. I really have a soft spot for this character. He means so much to me. He's such a well-written character by Peyton Corinne. And the female protagonist is Ro. Ro happens to be Sadie's roommate. She is her roommate. She's her friend. She is the sweet girl to her core, loyal to a fault. And imagine being Sadie's friend. Sadie was such a grumpy, prickly character on the surface, and she manages to befriend her and is her ride or die. So if she could get through to Sadie, there must be something special about her, right? Coming back to this book, Unloved, Freddie is dyslexic, and I'm not using the word dyslexic lightly. It's not like one of those things where people say that, oh, I have OCD, oh my god, I'm dyslexic, I can't read. No, this character is actually dyslexic. He has trouble reading, he has trouble understanding and comprehending concepts. As a result of that, he's really struggling in college. To graduate, he wants to make his mother proud. He doesn't want a free ride. He basically wants to earn his way, and it becomes extremely challenging if one is dyslexic, right? So in comes Ro, who is academically very bright, but she's a shy one. She is quiet, but she's very confident about one thing, which is her academics. So she is a tutor, and she happens to be on the same tutoring team as her douchebag of a ex-boyfriend. It's like an on-again, off-again relationship that she has with this person called Tyler. There have been so many instances in this book when I wanted to get inside the pages and just strangle this guy for being narcissistic asshole that he was. Pardon my French. He was just absolutely... He would gaslight her as though it's nobody's business. He that played with this poor girl's self-confidence, and it's not fun. However, all this trauma and experiences make the characters who they are, which is extremely believable. So Freddie is assigned as a mentor, as a mentee for Ro. Now, Freddie doesn't remember this, but they have met in the past, and Freddie, during one of his drunken escapades, happened to kiss Ro, and he doesn't remember any of it, but Ro does, because that was her very first kiss. And since then she moved on and had a relationship with this Tyler guy, and she does not believe in herself anymore. She feels that if she even their sexual relationship is so weird that if she wants to express herself in terms of what she likes, what she wants, she is deemed a pervert, which is, I mean, you cannot shame somebody like that, any of that. So when Ro and Freddie finally meet, Freddie is trying to charm his way as per usual, because that is the front that he puts. However, slowly and steadily, they both realize that there is more to what meets the eye, and Freddie is genuinely a very endearing and a respectful human being, especially towards Ro. He's very protective of her. He is very understanding of her, and she starts to realize that he's not some dumb jock. There is more to him than his persona. There's genuinely a good human being over there who cares and who deeply wants to be cared for, and there's nobody that quite really understands him the way she does. And they both save each other. Oh my god, their relationship is so beautiful. You just want to go give both of them a hug, and you're rooting for them from the moment you realize that, oh my god, they are so deeply in need of love. Cry with them, you cry for them. It's heartbreaking and heartwarming at the same time. I love this one. 5 stars for me. Six stars for me. This one's one of my favorite in the series. And third book is called Unbound. Follows Bennett and Paloma. Now you by this time you would have already met Bennett multiple times throughout the first and the second book. He happens to be the stoic, serious player on the hockey team. His persona is very no nonsense. He likes his routines. He likes his stuff done a certain way, which you will realize there is a reason for it. He has been diagnosed with OCD, and the word is not casually thrown around over here. He genuinely has compulsions that he has been struggling with all his life. He's been in therapy all his life, ever since he was a child, and his life is basically governed by his routines, and if even the slightest thing goes haywire, he goes into complete panic mode and he unravels, and it goes into a spiral. Now this story follows Paloma, and you realize they were together in the past for a very short period of time and nobody knew about it, even though Reese happens to be Bennett's best friend since childhood. Even he wasn't aware that these two were together, because Paloma is one of the most misunderstood characters in their whole friend group, if I may call it that, because she's literally at the periphery. She has this I wouldn't even call it a friendship, it's like an arrangement, a camaraderie of sorts with Sadie initially, because during her depressive phase, when Sadie was in a self-sabotage spree, she was sleeping around with people, she wasn't letting her feelings come out, she was bottling everything, and before anything healthy, be it friendship or love, happened to Sadie, she and Paloma would get together and go to these parties just for hookups, and they would wake up the next morning and do it all over again. So Paloma is somebody who you think you will not root for, but by the time you realize why, oh my god, this book, please search up your trigger warnings for this one, because this book has does not stop at OCD. This is about domestic abuse, this is about child abuse, this is about sexual exploitation, this is about non-consensual intimacy, and it's just painful. I feel you know where I'm going with this, and I will leave it at that. It'll break your heart, but trust me, the Peyton Corinne will put it back together, and I'll just leave it at that. Just read this book, just read this series. If you're a fan of Binding and Keeping 13, if you're a fan of anything which is more meaningful, then please pick up the series by Peyton Corinne. I don't hear enough people talk about it, so I'm gonna recommend it to you. You will have a good time. You will remember these characters for a long time. The reading is quick, the reading is fast-paced, the characters are believable, lived in. Even the side characters in the last book in the series is also 5 stars for me, though I do feel it could have been shorter by 20 pages if the OCD, that one specific compulsion that Bennett has, was not mentioned so many times, though I do triply if it was a mere mention and not extensively spoken about every 5 pages towards the end, especially when it is like it's the climax or the third act, and you really want things to wrap up now and come to a conclusion. It sort of takes away the focus for me. However, it's still a 5-star read, so triple thumbs up for this series. I'll be reading more from this author, however I cannot binge it any further because it made me cry. So thank you so much for watching. Please subscribe and like and comment. Let me know how I'm doing. Let me know if there's something else that you want me to read. I will be back with another hopefully TBR for the next month, and see you in the next one. Bye bye.